Good day, everyone. I bring you breaking news from the United Kingdom, where a London court is currently hearing a major corruption case that has sent shockwaves across Nigeria and beyond. Former Nigerian Petroleum Minister Diezani Alison-Madueke is standing trial, and the evidence being presented has mentioned some very prominent names, including President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former Vice President Osinbajo, and other key figures from Nigeria's oil and gas sector. Let me break down what is happening in that courtroom right now. Diezani Alison-Madueke, who served as Petroleum Minister under former President Goodluck Jonathan, has been facing these corruption charges in the UK for quite some time. The allegations revolve around massive financial misconduct during her time in office, and prosecutors are laying out evidence that paints a disturbing picture of how billions of dollars may have been misappropriated from Nigeria's oil wealth. What makes today's proceedings particularly explosive is that the court has heard testimony and seen documents that name President Tinubu, who was Lagos State Governor at the time these alleged offenses took place. Former Vice President Osinbajo, who served under the previous Buhari administration, has also been mentioned in the evidence. Additionally, names like Jide Omokore's associate Jide Aluko and former NNPC GMD Ibe Kachiku have come up during the proceedings. Now, before we go further, it is extremely important to note that being named in evidence does not automatically mean someone is guilty of wrongdoing. Courts around the world hear all kinds of evidence during trials, and people can be mentioned in various contexts without necessarily being accused of crimes themselves. The prosecution is building its case against Diezani, and in doing so, they are painting a broader picture of the oil sector during that period, which naturally involves mentioning various officials and their interactions. The trial has revealed allegations of massive kickbacks, inflated contracts, and questionable oil deals that allegedly enriched a select few, while Nigeria's treasury suffered tremendous losses. Prosecutors claim that during Diezani's tenure as petroleum minister, there were systematic schemes to divert public funds through various arrangements with oil companies and middlemen. The evidence being presented includes financial records, email correspondence, and witness testimonies that trace money flows across multiple jurisdictions. What really captures attention here is the international dimension of this case. The fact that the UK authorities have been able to gather evidence spanning multiple countries shows just how complex these alleged financial crimes were. Money allegedly moved through London, Switzerland, the United States, and various offshore locations, creating a web of transactions that investigators have spent years untangling. For those watching this case closely, the big question is what impact these revelations might have on Nigeria's current political landscape. President Tinubu has built his political career on promises of reform and fighting corruption, so any association, however tangential, with corruption allegations from the past creates uncomfortable optics. Similarly, Osinbajo has maintained a reputation for integrity throughout his public service career. Legal experts have been quick to point out that evidence presented in court serves different purposes. Sometimes witnesses or documents mention individuals simply to establish timelines, verify meetings that took place, or confirm that certain officials held particular positions during specific periods. This does not necessarily implicate those individuals in any wrongdoing. The court will ultimately determine what weight to give each piece of evidence as it relates specifically to the charges against Diezani. If you are finding this information valuable and want to stay updated on major stories affecting Nigeria and Nigerians worldwide, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our updates. We bring you the facts as they unfold. The trial is ongoing, and more evidence is expected to be presented in the coming days and weeks. Diezani herself has maintained her innocence throughout these proceedings. Her legal team argues that she acted within the bounds of her authority and that the prosecution's case relies on mischaracterizing legitimate government business and oil sector transactions. This case serves as a reminder of how corruption allegations can have extremely long tails. These events allegedly occurred over a decade ago, yet they continue to generate headlines and legal proceedings today. It also highlights the growing cooperation between international law enforcement agencies in pursuing financial crimes that cross borders. As Nigerians, we must watch these proceedings carefully and await the court's verdict based on all the evidence presented. Justice systems work methodically, and we should allow the process to run its course before drawing final conclusions about anyone's guilt or innocence.